Hello again. I'm not reading this right, so okay, so go there with the last traction. Oh, it's a line. 132. I remember this quest. I know a bunch of robots are going to try to kill me because, well...
This is a clearance acknowledged. Please step inside, Agent. Extraction details can be found on the terminal inside.
This is, I requested Velvet Curtain. Yeah, basic. It's one of those word quests that doesn't really have a lot of context. It's just like, hey, go do this stuff. Following this Chinese spy that was supposed to destroy a submarine, destroy it, and then, you know, you get some experience. It really is kind of meaningless. Essentially entirely pointless. I could have done some cool stuff with it, but it's really... Fallout has ghouls more powerful than aliens. That is a really good question. All right, now if we stick to the original Fallout 1 and 2. See, the problem is for that question, now I'm trying to think of all the side characters. Because Fallout 1 and 2 are like, they have like more moral grayness to it. Because, let's look at Fallout 2. What is more evil, the Enclave or the burgeoning NCR? The NCR is attempting to hostilely acquire various settlements. They already have corruption. You know, they're already doing stuff that, you know, we would call evil. So, do we say they're evil? Or do we say the Enclave's evil? Because from the Enclave's perspective, they're just trying to reclaim the world that was destroyed by atomic war and is now overran by mutated life. You know, a plot that we would see in any number of movies where they would be the good guys. But because that would entail mass genocide, do we say President Richardson, the man behind it all, is the most evil? Do we say the scientist who made the modified FEVs the most evil? And the Master's plan was essentially to forcibly mutate all human life. And if you didn't agree with it, well, either they would fight to stop you from, you know, being able to resist, or they even had a functional move to kill you. But if the Master succeeded, there would be no different races. There would only be the one race. The superhuman race. Mankind would truly be united, and though the mutation process is extraordinarily painful, it's one of those dealios where, like, once you're done with it, you get a lot of benefits. So can we argue he's evil? I mean, objectively, from certain standpoints, that's what I like about the Master, because the Master really is the ends justify the means, and even he himself recognizes this. If his plan succeeds, the ends are so great, so good, that whatever means he needs to do to achieve them is perfectly justifiable. And the very moment he finds out that the FEV virus is sterilizing everybody, that there will not be a second generation of superhumans, he becomes so depressed he will literally kill himself. As he realizes is that his plan, ultimately, all the stuff he's done, is for naught. There will not be a salvation for mankind. Now, personally, I think his, depression is too onset right. Just because the FFB sterilizes things now doesn't mean that sterilization is irreversible. As you see in Fallen Tactics, there's a superhuman scientist working on reversing it. He could have, okay, things didn't work out how I wanted to, but I need to fix
Keep
this.
your distance. What are you doing in my house? Well, Blackhole Manor isn't abandoned. Not yet. At least have the grace to come speak with her owner properly. Good, good. People should be able to sit and have a conversation, especially in times like these. Civil discourse, the greatest of our lost arts. Wouldn't you agree? I'm glad you think so. Conversation is but one of the virtues that separate us. Swamp folk who, I should mention, absconded with a book. Good. The fools who stole it believe it has powers. So the thing is probably... There's a ritual site east of the boardwalk, in the basement of a ruined house. I think you'll find it there. I don't suppose they're... Hundreds of years, and still standing. Just as much as it's named after us, I suppose. We took the Blackhall name when we arrived on these shores, generations before the Great War. We do well to remember history. I suppose... You must be new here if you don't know the answer to that by now.
Right.
Yes, they're dangerous. They shoot at, smash, or try to eat anything that isn't them. And half the time they shoot at... They may have been men once. No, not them. That lot wants for brains. But they're at least somewhat civilized. They think the book... Don't... You need to head...
Alright, I'll be right back. Okay, back. So then we move on to tactics. So Fallout Tactics, its antagonist is mostly just a rogue AI. Well, not even an AI, it's a computer. So, the computer is tiered, right? It has an AI on top that directs the computer to carry out responses. Now, these responses can be triggered by stimuli. And that's what ended up happening. So the brain got cut off. And the computer was just responding to what it was encountering. Not even like in a sense of, oh, I think, and then respond kind of way. I mean in a sense of, like, you know when you take, what do you call that knee hammer? You know, when you go to the doctor and then the doctor hits you in the knee with that hammer and your knee goes up? Responding in that kind of way.
Wait a moment. I need to know. I thought as much. That book is known as the Krivbekne. Yes, the Krivbekne. It was lost to them long ago, but it's found a way back to... I can't promise you money, but I ask no more.
So, you know, that thing doesn't have any intelligence, it's just responding, so we can't argue that thing is evil, as evil would imply it has the capacity for rationalization and decision-making, and it's not even making decisions. It's just suffering from a catastrophic cascade of reactions that would destroy the entire world. Now, if we could attribute malice to that, we could say that the computer for Fallout Tactics would probably be one of the most evil things encountered in the franchise. But we cannot because it's just a tool that is malfunctioning. And again, like, this is considered vastly different than like having an AI malfunction. This thing's not intelligent, it's not self-aware. But it actually was the most dangerous. Okay. No, the Master's Prime. Or one of the most dangerous threats the world ever faced. Which is the death. So let's move on to Emil's writing. And actually, in this game, you actually can make a deal with the devil to acquire ears if you're doing an evil run, which I am. So I am. So if I had to say who's the most evil person, probably the literal fucking devil. If we wanted to be honest about that question. Well, let's actually focus on main characters.
Don't tell Evelyn. The password? Buttercup. Why?
I sadly not very much off on a mystery. Pretty good this years ago. Alright, so 3. I mean, Eden is not really. Okay, can we say Eden is evil? Like, guys, look, I don't really do, like, good and evil a lot of times, right? It's like only a very few things actually I would outright consider like just straight evil. And Eden I just consider stupid. Dangerously stupid, but stupid. Like he's not malevolently trying to kill things. Like he's just unfortunately written by a really stupid writer. So he says and does stupid things. Now, if he was written by a better writer, then we could probably argue Eden is one of those flaws. Because Eden has a complete disregard for life in general, which the original Enclave, at least, and two, argue that they were aware of. They just prioritize their own people over risking their lives over alternative solutions. I'll be honest, if I had to argue, okay, because even though their group, I think, for 4, I'd say the most evil is the Rebels. When you learn that these people are kidnapping people and replacing them, you know, with the memories of the people they kidnap, like, it's really hard not to argue they're just outright evil. I mean, the Institute does a lot of evil stuff, but at least the Institute is like one of those, hey, look, we're doing bad, but, you know, our bad is actually improving people's lives, or will in the long run. The Railroad, they're just killing people for, like, no reason other than law must sit. So they're both stupid and just outright. Yeah, I'd say probably the most evil group in all of Fallout is the Railroad. At least the Institute can look you in the eye and say, yeah, we did this for this reason. The Railroad is like modern-day Marxists. They're like, yo, you been proud with having your brother killed and replaced? What are you, a bigot? Like, they're not even just like, you know, trying to give them new identities and quietly integrate them in society. They're just straight killing people and replacing them because most sin. So, yeah, I mean, a lot of artifacts at least have some moral grayness to them. No, the Railroad is just kind of straight up evil. Like, you can't justify the Railroad. It's not like synths have a ghost in the machine. It's not like we're even actual sentient sapiens. They're just malfunctioning code that simulates these behaviors, and as the malfunctions just continue to grow stronger and stronger, and the errors build up, they become outright deranged, and they start killing people.
Aircom, we have multiple flashpoints on horizon. Come back. Air Command, USN 350, requesting landing vector. Have 0 ceiling visibility and low on state. Somebody get me a landing clearance. State 1+10 to splash. Have 0 read on outer marker. This is USN 350. I'm blind out here. Attempting emergency landing over water. INS pinger active on distress band. Flaps up. Descent to 8 cherubs. 3 green over. 5 cherubs. 3 line up. Throttle easy on 4 lights. Prepping to pull the loud handle.
Over a long period of time. You know, here's the thing. If they said it was just a fun what-if game, I actually would like to play it. No. Yeah, I'm not going to argue the Railroad is the most evil group. I mean, I know you asked what person's supposed to be there. And to answer that question, I would have to go through and think about all the various individuals. Because I don't think any of the main characters qualify for people. I mean, Big Mount Scientists, they have a good mechanic. Look at New Vegas. Because they just straight don't care about anybody other than scientific progression, and we can see all their mass death are. So, Big Mount Scientists, they're a good contender. The head of Vault-Tec, now, fuck the TV show. But those are just straight, they're just straight socialists who want to social engineer new society. Don't really care about all their actions. Like, just the amount of inhumane stuff that they've done. You can easily make them some of the most evil ones.
What in the world have we tapped into? Sample Site 3 is showing biogas concentration off the charts. Wetland substratum is surprisingly dense limestone at all excavation sites, and we've had no trouble locating naturally formed chambers. This and the dense calcite formation suggest that subterranean water flow has eroded a vast network of caves and grottos throughout the region. Mapping these will be a monumental effort and necessary to fully uncover the bounty of natural gas resources captured down here. What I don't understand is the amount of lye residue we're encountering. I'm going to try and touch base with some of my academic contacts and see if we can find any precedent for it. We'll have plenty of time to work that out, though. I've no doubt Bish will want to set up shop here and drill their little hearts out. This is Principal Geological Chemist Caroline Saunders for Bish National Gas Survey MD 16001. Consider this my authorization signature on Sample Site 3. As far as I'm concerned, this is a prime location for biogas harvesting and a treasure trove for some field research.
Alright, now that in Fault 3, probably back in the day. That's, you know, that's if they're in the game. If they're not, then obviously I can't see them here. And I remember back in the day, I have played Fault 3 all the way through, and I've played Fallout New Vegas all the way through. I have actually 100% completed this game. No way, I can't have 100% completed. Okay. But I've played like 200 stars as well. Back in the day, I have 100%ed. Check my Xbox profile. Let's see that.
This is Caroline Saunders, Principal Geological Chemist for Bish National Gas Survey MD 16001. Sample Set 1 shows promising concentration of biogas in mostly limestone substratum of wetlands. No exact levels yet, but this site shows more than enough extraction potential to meet survey goals. I'm going to leave a couple of interns here to handle the minutiae, but it's a formality. I'll move on to the other sites now to make sure this isn't an aberration. Consider this my authorization signature on Sample Site 1.
Now, a lot of people would say Kaiser Illusions are most but in my objective, let's be super honest. Aside from the biggest issue people have is that they're straight scientists. Well, I mean, have you guys ever looked at anywhere where it would actually feel unsafe and how quickly they, you know, recommend interventions? Like, does anyone honestly think in an actual post-apocalypse that we'll woman would be like, "Oh no, how dare you force me to stay where it's safe and be provided for, you monster." I mean, yeah, some. There's always gonna be some that would rather have freedom than, you know. Oh, dude, man, that's a really long question. I want to finish your question. Complaining that house is tyrannical is like complaining your landlord sucks. Like, yeah, you can have a valid argument, but he still owns the place. I'd say, honestly, the most evil faction in Vegas is just straight up against us. And, you know, I'm not really saying, like, you know, evil in the truest sense. But you have a corrupt state that has slavery, oppression, and just all this horrible stuff. It's not even secure, it's not safe. And the only reason why they want New Vegas is because economically, they're collapsing. They need New Vegas to shore up.
You ain't have the look of a local. Reckon it's the awful mouth. Secret. Help me brew some up, I guess. Tell you what, have a bit. This and that. There aren't too many ingredients, but we'll need punga fruit, yeast, and some.
Funny thing is, I've encountered all of that stuff. Yeah, no, I'd say the Railroad's the most evil faction. So, being the most evil faction, we have the Railroad. Not counting any side characters who, let's be super real, I would have to go back through and like read all of them. We got most people. Who's the best protagonist? That's a good question. Now, I'm going to have to give it to one of the OGs. It's either got to be the Vault Brothers or Vault Brothers. Aside from the fact that it's like, it's purely iconic. Yeah, lucky when they killed him. Also basically saved the world, and you really get the feel of that in Fallout 2. But the chosen one from Fallout 2, you know, he can't be like, you know, dismissed. He's and very strong character as well. He's on the way. But if we're talking about like pure iconicness, oh, then it hands down easily the Vault Brother. Now let's see. Now moving on 1 and 2, I'd probably then get to New Vegas. The current. Oh wait, let's be honest. Do you guys remember anything really about Fallout 3's character other than he's the lone wanderer? Even then, if I didn't remind you what his name, what moniker was, would you even remember it? So, he's kind of, like, don't get me wrong, I like Fallout 3. But the big character, do not forget, he's just an empty vessel. Unfortunately, it is an empty vessel for us to play in. Character 4, and you know, let's be super honest. They're even more forgettable than the Lone Wanderer. But the Courier is a con. The Courier's motivation is unique and iconic. Like, how many memes have you... Okay, there's been a couple memes of Fallout 4 from the character, but how many memes have you guys seen from Fallout Vegas? While being shot in the head? Would be the best modern of the original. Like I said, I'm gonna have to give it to Fallout 1's character, just because it's pure iconic. Yo, if you check my Steam account, metrics, I have a Humble Bundle, so I get a lot of games from Humble Bundle, and I am a prolific gamer, so I have a ton of games. I own every one of the Fallout games, except for 76, because, you know, I was straight up not buying that guy. Like, straight up, the 76 community was one of the most toxic. Like, if you were even hyped, not even Christmas game, just hyped for the wrong features. Because I thought, back in the day, we weren't sure if Fallout 76 was going to be like Rust or Fallout, which would be. I started singing the bed by the time I died. Come on, man. The lyrics in our chat. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. Marvelous Queens and Fallout 4. I do love some of the things Fallout 4 did, despite it's absolutely horrible. If they're gonna do a remake of Fallout 3, like, modernize it to Fallout 4 standards, like, for real. Like, don't just make not Fallout, don't just, like, rehash the whole game. Like, take some of the improvements in 3 and 4, put them into 3. I would rather be dealing with the whole cluster model. Well, that'd be terrifying. Man, they have such a good so many issues. Beyond that, all the Dark Souls games. I own a bunch of games like I would have to pick up because it's a hobby, which is why I like making this content. I mean, talking about the culture war and stuff like that, that's why I do this for growing the game. You know, I just do it for the upload, but I really should talk about that.
Welcome to... Only the fun... Once we review the rules and see to an... That's the spirit. You'll find a button inside. Give it a push.
I have just about a bit of everything, really. Other than fighting, racing, and sports games. Those genres really aren't my thing. So I just don't play them.
Tremendous showing! Let's commemorate your first... This axe was... misplaced, but... Your enthusiasm is flattering, but I'll need time to round up more fodder. Could I trouble you to return... The participants. That's you. I'll remotely release a...
Oh, okay, so he was actually in front of all this. You get to live. Do anything more often. Absolute waste of free perks. Boy, I have a cheat console. A great cheat console. Can I respect it? I can like add all the aside from the one thing. I want that. I play. I don't know if I can go back through.
You made it past my traps? I mean, get out of here, miss. No, I mean it, mister. The ghost will melt your brain to mush. You need... Yeah, well, bullets work on everybody. Try... Listen up, mister. My name's Kenny, and I'm the boss of this mine. And if you're gonna be mean... This one time, I'm pretty sure I moved a bottle with my mind. I don't know. I ran away a lot. I wasn't born right. Mama hid me in the basement, and Pappy kinda just forgot about me. But I knew I had to go before I grew up. Look at me! I don't get the marks. I go around the wets and folk will shoot at me, thinking I was one of your... I already told you I ran away. I got bored locked up in the basement all the time. So, I started taking things. Things aren't so strange when you can see all the stuff that makes them. You know, see something's insides? That's what the real thing. I'm grown up enough already, and I'm the only... The grown-ups like my mom and pop just live in the wet. They're okay. They just don't trust outsiders like you. Most think I'm an outsider too, because I don't got the markings on me. I tend to stay away from the grown-ups. Except when they have a campfire. Some nights I hear them dancing. Then Old Man Herzog's mine hole isn't much. He was a mean old man, owned this mine. One day, a bunch of miners sat down and just stopped working. Old Man Herzog, so he blew them all. No one wanted to work in the mine after that. Then old Herzog came down here. They say his angry ghost still haunts the mine. Swamp folk know old Herzog's mine hole, say it's haunted. So doesn't usually take more. I go out to play some days, and might bag me a shell man to eat. Most days, I just sit here with my stories. I don't know, mister. You didn't try to kill me, and you seem pretty nice for a grown-up, but still. Well, I guess you can stay here when you need to, and you can leave your stuff. I won't mess with it. So, do you like games? Okay. Shucks, you're fast. Okay. Ready or not, here I come. Tag, you're it. You'll never catch me. Ah, you got me. I'm gonna catch you. Gotcha, you're it. Ah, you got me. Fine, I was tired of whooping you in.
was true. Just one thing about Overhaul. There's a lot of this. Some locations. I guess it's okay for Flare, but I don't know, guys. Like, other than that really works. Now imagine how beautiful this view right here would be in Unreal Engine 5. Even if they dual boot this game, this vista alone would be a screenshot worthy. How much of a remake I would play, right? Because I mean, modded here. I mean, okay, if it's a full remake without the bugs. One playthrough? I'd definitely play it. Just to see the distance. Man, I just hope the Fallout 3 remake is actually a remake now that people do. That'd be so cool. Give me a check. Gotta look at what I'm gonna get for dinner. Quick here. It grinds my gears. Is when you just want to see a website's menu. It's like, oh hey, check our app. And it's like, did I want to click on your app? No. And that must mean I don't want to use your app. Ooh. We're just gonna knock it over. Anyway. Wait. Alright, I have to have enough freaking batteries now. That's tricky. Can't remember. Like, I was in my shit talk air. So I'm playing this single player game. I'm like, yeah, get up so I can kill you again. I forget what game I was playing with. The enemy thing is good. Right back up. And I'm like, I gotta stop asking. I had it. If they feel real Fallout 3, I hope they have one. Okay with it. Definitely something like, you know, buying games, playing Game Pass. I might play it a bit. Okay, would I even really play it, or would I just be like walking around looking at locations?
mess up.
Most realistic things about Falls, right, is the skeletons. These things were, although I think someone would like point out like the radiation. Either way, it's 100 years past the conflict, and yet they're everywhere.
Caroline Saunders speaking, Principal Geological Chemist on Bish National Gas Survey MD 16001. Preliminary results from sample site 2 are promising. We're posting similar concentrations as in the first site. Similar biogas makeup here as well, including a few organic compounds that I'm not familiar with. We've also discovered heavy lye residue in a naturally formed chamber at this excavation site. Lucky we were wearing caustics gear to begin with, or somebody might have suffered some serious chemical burns. I'd like to analyze the site further, see if there's any connection between these compounds and the lye deposits. My tech is telling me he needs a couple of hours to work on our ventilator unit. I suppose I'll move on to Site 3 in the meantime. Further analysis is for my own curiosity anyway. This is my authorization signature on sample Site 2.
My. Well, if it ain't my wild fruit. I thought, let me take 'em off. Brewing low and slow, sweetie. Process takes about a day. Why don't you come back in a piece? Greetings once again. Of course, I learned many tricks from my father. All of Madame Panada's wares are top quality.
Well, hello there. Welcome to, welcome to... No, not at all. I'm just not... My usual customers, well... The swamp folk, mostly. They mostly trade meat and fruit, and never any cash or good. Them mercs are good for some trade and real hardware. So if you need ammo... Oh, you're thinking... No, it's not a family thing. I took the name of the store when I found this place. Truth is, I don't even remember much. People came in and started trading. I found some of it. Some was here when I got here. And every once in a while, that weirdo with the boat comes up here and trades. I got all sorts of stuff. Take a look. The book. Yes, yes, of course. Here's your errand fee. You shouldn't be here. Don't play at what you misunderstand. You shouldn't be here. We are nothing alike. More so.
attacked while I slept. I don't expect to survive. I only pray that that you haven't taken that book to Obadiah. You must take up my mission. There is one way to utterly destroy the Krivbekner, but you must take a pilgrimage far north of Point Lookout in the capital Wasteland. Seek a place called Dunwich. Within is an obelisk, itself a wicked thing. It'll consume the book. You need only press the book to its surface. May God shed his blessings upon you, child. Make haste for Dunwich. My God, I am sorry for all my sins with all my heart. In choosing to do wrong and failing to do good, I have sinned against you, whom I should.
Good thing, sweetie. Here's your pay. You're an eager one. You're an eager one, ain't you? I have to let the still air out a few days, but things aren't wonderful, but I reckon my family's lived hereabouts since. Nothing you can catch, if that's what you're wondering. Marsh folk catch it all the time. Lucky my family has a special still pot for tonic. That old thing's been in my... Well, before the bombs, there was a time folks couldn't get no tonic by law. And my family did okay, helping them get what they needed.
You're no tribal. Get in here and help me fight these bastards off, goddammit. But you need to help me if you want to stay alive. They've been at it all night. I think they are just about to breach the inner walls. Follow me. I'm going to go check it out. Hey, over here. Looks like they're coming in from somewhere upstairs. Hurry, follow me. Go through these doors and up the stairs. Find where they are coming in and stop them. I'll be keeping an eye on the cameras down here. Hurry. Found you. There you are. Seal that hole. It looks like an explosion should do the trick. If it is something explosive near the... The hole you can shoot. Hey, over here. Good job blocking off that hole. Hurry and get in here. Looks like they're about to breach from the east wing. Get in there before more of them come out. Find where they're coming from and stop them. Just like before, I'll be keeping an eye.
You stop!
Over there!
You stop!
There you are.
Help me out over here! Found you. Oh! That takes care of that.
Yeah, I think the game crashed. Yeah, I wanted to get through this segment before I went to eat some lunch, or dinner or whatever. But yeah, I guess here's a good enough stopping point. I'd like to thank everyone for tuning in. Hit that like, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next stream. Peace out, everybody.